Y'all. I know y'all sitting there wondering, where the fuck have I been? Well, it was Valentine's Day weekend. It took a lot of preparation in the week prior, so I took a week off. But no worries at all. You're getting 2 episodes this week, okay? This will be dropping on Tuesday, and then another episode following on Thursday. But this episode we're talking about today, something all us gay men by men, any man that has anal sex, or female that has anal sex, actually, you're familiar with this process. Some call it dishing. Some call it using an enema. We like to call it fleeting. And I know this is a random thing to be talking about after Valentine's Day, right? Wrong. I am pretty sure a lot of us had to fleet over the weekend. So let's just talk about the process. And let's talk about some funny shit that you guys probably are gonna be like, what? Because I'm pretty sure you're looking at the title of this episode and saying, what? And yes, he fleeted me. Let's get into some shit. Linkinwitrobby. So dude hit me in my DM, right? And I'm just like, all you niggas freak out, and that's just all it is. First off, girl, fuck him. And you are now listening to Linkinwitrobby. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Robbie K, and I'm back with another one. Some of you may have forgotten about me. I'm sorry, I've been gone for so long, and I don't mean to leave you guys dry and without any information or any entertainment for that matter. But like I said in the intro, it was Valentine's Day weekend, and I spent a lot of the past week like planning, plotting, purchasing, getting, gifting, ordering. It was just so much, and working, and then just everything just was a lot. It was a lot. Yes. I apologize for abandoning y'all for the time that I did abandon you guys. I could have gave you all notice. I'm struggling with that a bit, but don't punish me. I noticed you guys have probably noticed a pattern. When it comes to a holiday week, I usually take off a week because usually there's too much going on. You know what I mean? But good news is, if you listen to this, that means it's Tuesday. And there will be another episode coming Thursday about something totally different. So you get 2 episodes this week, and then we'll be back to the scheduled program next week. But on to more other things. How's everybody doing? How is everyone doing? How was everybody Valentine's Day? For those who did celebrate it. For those who did not, my bad. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's a day of love. I understand we love each other. You know, we're supposed to show our love and appreciation for our partners throughout the year, which is true. But this is just the one time out of the year when you can just do a little bit more extra. You can just be a little bit more extra. Can you do that any day? Yeah. That doesn't mean you can't. You should still do that throughout the year. But to take time out of one time out of the year to plan something special for your partner, there's nothing wrong with that. Actually, is everything right with it? Like, everything. So, like, oh my God. Before I get into my whole entire Valentine's Day weekend, before I get into the whole crux of what this episode is about, I do want to touch on something that was like a very popular topic last week that I probably would have touched on anyways if I had did an episode, right? It was the popular viral little, I guess you could say, YouTube show with Pop the Balloon, where basically the question came up with basically the person that had the balloon in their hand asked the question if the person was a bottom or a top or bottom, whatever. And it struck this whole conversation because, of course, the boy did not want to answer because he felt like it was inappropriate to ask that at a speed dating situation where we don't even know each other's name, which is true. I get that. There was so much pandemonium, surrounding this whole topic. Anywhere that the gays could congregate to discuss, they were discussing it, and they were having all kind of debates. I had saw some people saying how they didn't think it was appropriate to talk about that. And why is that the first thing people talk about when they meet someone is, are you a top or bottom? They don't be worried about anything else. And then some people say sex is important in a relationship, which it is. But I think it all just depends. I know when I meet somebody, based on all my relationships, that question never came up. It's just something that you just find out naturally, which you will find out. I don't know what's the rush. I think that is my thing. What is the rush to knowing that? If you are really trying to get to know somebody, you're going to find that out before y'all first sexual experience. Cool. Once you find that out, go from there. I guess for me being verse, it's not as complicating. Like, it's not as difficult. It doesn't take a lot of rocket science because at the end of the day, I like both. So if I meet a guy who leans more bottom or leans more top or just strictly either one, I can manage being with them. I've been one role in a relationship before. I can do that. But I do know for some people who are strictly a bottom, strictly a top, you do want to know that when you meet someone. I do think we shouldn't be focusing on the sexual aspect of the relationship before we even know who the person is. If we're trying to build a relationship, if you're just trying to link, then of course that should be discussed. But if you're trying to actually get to know this person, you should be trying to find out who they are as a person, genuinely by themselves without sex being a part of it. Are you attracted to them? Cool, great. Get to know them now. Who are they? Because who's to say that after you get to know them and fall for them in that way, you may actually be okay with whatever position they are. But you don't know that yet because you're only going off of what you've told yourself what you want. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, if you're so focused on how you're going to get pleased in the bed, you're missing the point of the relationship. I truly believe. And again, if you're really trying to meet somebody and get to know somebody, you really should. That's going to come up because in getting to know somebody, it's not a questionnaire. It's not an interrogation. It's literally spending time with that person, figuring out what they like, their hobbies, what they dislike, how they act, their characteristics. You will know if they're a bottom or a top through casual conversation. You know what I mean? They'll just mention something sexually, or you'll see what they're into. That's the point of getting to know somebody. But you guys are so quick and in a hurry to figure out that aspect of the relationship that's all y'all care about. And I know if I ever had focused all my attention on that, then any relationship I would have been in wouldn't have happened. Because every relationship I was in, I never asked that question. If it came up, it came up. To be honest, everybody I've dated was a verse. Whether they knew it or not, whether they spoke on it or not, everybody leaned differently with who they were and what they liked, what they did not like. And that's one thing. But when it came down to this, when it came out of this conversation, I think for speed dating, if it's not like a speed dating to go fuck afterwards, then that's not really important. Not off a first question. You know what I mean? Like, speed dating is just to say, hey, are you cool enough for me to actually get to know further? Whether they're bottom or top has nothing to do with whether you get to know them further. This may be somebody that should just be a best friend of yours. Get to know the person. I don't know. I just think the top and bottom conversation is just so played out and so tired. It's why I try not to talk about it all the time because the gays love talking about it and it's so interesting. It's so amazing and fascinating to them. It's really not. It is really not. Whoever is the bottom, whoever is the top, nobody gives a fuck. I don't give a fuck. If we're not fucking, I don't give a fuck. And I'm verse, so I don't give a fuck. I definitely double time don't give a fuck. Because either way it goes, I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna get my nut. Whether I'm getting it while I'm inside you or whether I get it because you're inside me. But I'm gonna be pleased. So it don't bother me none. For those who it bother, I'm sorry y'all dealing with that. I'm sorry y'all going through that. I don't relate with that emotion. I don't know how that emotion feels. So I don't know nothing about that confliction that you guys are having when it comes to being a top bottom and who's a top or bottom and whatever. All that crazy shit. And I'm not even getting to the stereotypes and the bias. Damn, I hit my laptop. I'm not even getting to the stereotypes or the biased nature of how a top is supposed to act and how a bottom is supposed to act. That's like a whole separate conversation that has nothing to do with this, but my God, that's a whole different thing. But I definitely want to talk about that because that's just something that's really getting on my nerves. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of seeing people get worked up about it on both sides. On both sides. Because I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. But some people really do think it's very important to have this discussion. Some people really felt it was disrespectful to have this conversation. I feel like it wasn't disrespectful to ask, is it tacky? Yes. It's very tacky. It's just not cute. I mean, are we just fucking? Like, if that's what we doing again, cool. But if we're on a dating show to date, nigga, can you ask me what I do for a living? Ask me a hobby. Ask me what I'm looking for in a relationship. Because that might even, the bottom and top ain't going to matter no more. Like, that's what I'm telling y'all. Damn, some of y'all need to go back to the 30-day rule or something, the 3-month rule, and hold out or something. God damn, y'all so sex deprived. At least y'all act like it. And y'all not. The way y'all be holding out, y'all not deprived. Y'all get it. So I don't know why that be on the front of all of y'all mind. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Anywho, on to other important news. It was Valentine's Day weekend. A time for all the lovers and the freaks and the situationships. Is he sleeping with you or is he sleeping with his bitch? All them good type of times. All of that. That's what this time was for. It was Valentine's Day. And I know mine was cute. No, we didn't go anywhere extravagant. No, we didn't have a big event or go out of town or travel or anything like that. It was our first Valentine's Day. Let's keep it cute. You know what I mean? We don't have to splurge like that. We've been together for 4 months. We've basically been talking for over a year. We've had enough time to where we can do certain things, but we're not doing anything extreme and lavish yet. Save some for the future. You know what I mean? So basically what we did, we just exchanged gifts. Like we spent time together. Like we spend time every other day or every 2 days. And on the weekends, of course, we spend the weekends together. But this weekend, I had my gift basket that I made for him. And of course, he made a big gift basket for me. And it was just cute because he got me everything I asked for. I'm very simplistic. I don't ask for a lot of materialistic things. So I'm not going into details of what I got. It's basically what I wanted. Like I got some cologne. I got some new accessories. I got some new clothing items. He got me a journal because, I wanted a journal. I wanted to start back writing and stuff like that. He got me a diffuser because I needed a diffuser for my room. He got me a wallet because I knew I needed a new wallet. And it matched with my journal. So he did what he had to do, and I appreciated it. I appreciated everything. And he even wrote me a very romantic card that really lit me the fuck up because he's not emotional. He's not mushy. He doesn't like talking about his feelings. He's not going to say a lot to me when it comes to emotions. The most he's going to say is, boy, I fucking love you. But he doesn't go into like the whole like, you are my world. I think about you when I sleep. He don't do all that, which is fine because I'm not like that either. So I would prefer you not do all that all the time. It would be overwhelming for me. But what I can say was he did what he needed to do. But I won. I won Valentine's Day just like I won Christmas. My gifts was everything. So I know what he wanted to do is for his apartment because he's trying to redo his apartment. And I know he wanted to do all his appliances and everything Alexa. He really didn't want to have like a smart apartment. He wanted to have a smart this, smart that, everything. He want whenever he moves, he don't have to move. He should just say Alexa and whatever. You know what I mean? So what I did was I got him an Alexa thermostat. I got him Alexa plugins, multiple. I got him Alexa light bulbs. I want to give him the Alexa lock as well. But at this point, I was already pushing it with the budget. We told ourselves we were going to limit how much we were spending. So I was trying to keep it cute. But me, I overdo it sometimes. And I also threw in, of course, I had to throw in something to throw him a curveball. I got him a male sex doll. You know how I have like a portable pussy, like a female doll by me like 9 pounds. She got titties and she got a pussy and she got a booty. I got him the male version. Now here's the thing. The male version, it has the abs, it has the booty, it has the booty hole, of course. And it has a 7-inch dick attached. Hard. Like a dildo. I got that for him. And when I tell you I ain't never seen this man light up in my life, it was like he opened up that box and he cheesed and smiled and gave the most lustful stare I've ever seen at me and the damn doll. And immediately I regretted it. Immediately, I was like, I'm gonna take this shit back. I should have took it back because he's too excited, and why he keep looking at me like this? Like this gift is for him. Why he looking at me? The gift was for him. And he may use it eventually, but let's just say he definitely utilized it on me this weekend. This weekend was a nasty fucking weekend. One, a few weeks ago, we had purchased, well, I got us some rhino pills. Apparently, rhino pills is like a Viagra, whatever. It keeps you up for like a day. And those shits are no joke because we finally took them Valentine's Day night. When we took them, I already immediately feel like I got like a head rush, like a head high. Like I felt so weird. I was like, okay, I feel high and I feel horny. And clearly he was horny because we just kept doing horny shit. Like next thing you know, he got me riding his fucking new toy. On top of that, he's riding the toy. I ain't gonna say too much. We just did a lot of things with that toy that you would normally do with a human being. And have you ever? No, you probably ain't never did that. Y'all probably never did that. I'm gonna ask anyways. Have you ever given head to a toy like a dildo? How does that feel to you? Like, do you ever practice on dildos? No, maybe. Have you ate out like a how would I put it? A plastic pussy, a pocket pussy? Have you put your mouth in it before? I'm just asking. I'm not saying that's what we did. I'm just asking if that what y'all do. I ain't say that's what we did. I ain't say that's what we did. We possibly could have done it. Maybe we did it. Maybe once or twice, 3 times, 4 times. It might have happened. But do y'all ever do that? And do you ever do it with your partner? See, that is the crazy part. When we are both using the same sex styles together at the same time, our freak level, I would have never guessed that we was on the same freak level. I did not picture him to be into the stuff that he's into. I think he out freaks me sometimes. I'm astonished. And oh my God. I'm gonna have to circle back to this. No, I can't circle back to this. I have to talk about it. So, of course, right when we took these pills, or right before we took the pills, we needed to prep ourselves. And I like to call it prepping because I'm trying to be classy. Clean yourselves out. Or what else I call it, cleaning out the litter box. Using the enema and getting all of the shit and feces out of your body. I don't know how else to put it. Like, before you have anal sex, to make sure nobody's paying, make sure there's no shit, make sure there's no feces, you have to, clean yourself out. You get like a little Fleet bottle or enema bottle, you squeeze it in your hole, and you just keep repeating the same motion of taking it out, squeezing it in you, taking it out, squeezing it in you, blah, 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 until the water in the toilet bowl is clear. That is the goal, until your water is clear. Once your water is clear, you're good to go. And I fucked around and told him I had a little process. And for a while, he's always been like, "Babe, you ever gonna let me watch you fleet? Babe, you ever gonna let me watch you fleet? Babe, can I watch you fleet?" I have never been asked this a day in my life. I swear, I've been on this earth for 33 years and no one has ever asked me, could they watch me clean my booty out? What? First, I thought he was joking all the times he's asked me, because he's asked me for a while and I've never taken him serious. But now here this man goes. I'm going to the bathroom. He is right behind me. I can't even shut the door on him. He's in the bathroom with me and he's sitting Indian style on the rug watching me. Now I'm sitting here on the toilet, scared to do anything, clenching for my life. Because I can't believe I just said that, clenching for my life. Clenching for my life because I don't want him to see. I don't want him to hear anything dropping in the toilet because he's sitting right there watching me. And he's like, "No, babe, do it. Push it. And he really sat there and watched me do the process until maybe almost towards the end. But he watched the entire process. And not only did he watch the process, then that wasn't good enough for him. He had to keep scooting up closer and closer and closer to the point where he was like, "Can I squeeze the bottle in you? Can I put it in you and squeeze it? Can I fleet you myself?" Bae, why? Why do you want to do that Why? Why? Because at first he wanted me to show him. So as I'm showing him, as I'm putting it in my hole, yes, he wanted me to show him. I'm putting it in my hole, squeezing or whatever like that, watching him watch me fleet. And now he wants to do it himself. Now he wants to grab the bottle and put it in my hole and squeeze it. What the entire fuck? Literally gagged. What the fuck are we talking about, sir? What are we talking about here? Okay, all right. I'll entertain. I allowed it. I allowed him to do it. He did a few rounds. I call them rounds. He did a few rounds, and I could not believe it. Like, it was a very intimate moment. I'll tell you that. Because I've never done that with any guy. It never even crossed my mind. Was never an option. Was never on the table. And somehow this is something I can check off my bucket list. I don't even think it was there. I think he just added it when I was asleep, and somehow it's been checked off. Thank the Lord. Because we didn't need that on there anymore. Oh my God, I can't believe I said that. But yes, he fleeted me. He really fleeted me. Have you ever been fleeted by somebody? That is the craziest thing to ask somebody. I don't even think anyone has been. I really think that's very uncommon. I do. And I think it's something he get from that white porn he be watching. So listen, y'all. He loves white porn. This is a sidebar. He loves white porn. And you know they be into all that fetish stuff, like real intense fetishes. You know, I'm into some kinky shit, but they take it to another level. I like peeing, so I like golden shower every now and then. They take it to a whole nother level. And I think that's where all this is coming from. Because what do you mean you want to fleet me? You nasty, freaky frog, you. You just nasty. You ain't got no business wanting to do that. And I ain't got no business letting them do it. But here the fuck we are. Two freaky toes together doing nasty ass, freaky ass, frog ass shit. Oh my God. So, since we already been talking about fleeting, of course, technically, talking about him fleeting me and me fleeting in front of him, we can go ahead and talk about fleeting in general. Sidebar again. Do y'all know he wanted to watch me fleet, but I'm not allowed to watch him fleet? I don't want to watch him fleet, but he was like, "Oh, just in case you're wondering, you will not be watching me." Well, why do you want to watch me so bad? But yes, he watched me. He wanted to see how I did it, the process I do, what I do, how I do it, and all kind of stuff. And I showed him. So I guess I'll go through what fleeting is a little bit more in detail, my process of what I do, how I've changed over the years from what I used to do to what I do now, and what has led to, me feel like I got a really good A1 process. I really do believe so. So I'm going to touch on that. All right. So let's get into it. When it comes down to it, there's different ways to clean out your system. So if you finna have sex and you finna have anal sex, let's be specific. You want to make sure, let me rephrase that, because there are some people, white people, that like scat play, they're into that type of thing. So, if you're into that, then this episode probably ain't about for you at all. You don't understand anything about this episode. But for those that are not into scat play and do not like to be painted like Picasso, and you don't want to have another Mona Lisa painting in your room, this conversation is for you. There's many different ways to clean yourself out. So you have a method that most people are most people know of this method only because it's like used in so many different ways. You have an enema. Enema, basically, you know what an enema is. You basically select a little tube, whatever, use it, clean it out. Never been one to use that, never been into that, but I'm going to continue going. You also have a fleet bottle. It's like a little clear bottle. You can get it from like Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, whatever. It's going to have the word fleet on it. That's the brand. And it's like a little clear bottle with either an orange or green top. And it'll have saline water in it, liquid in it. You empty that out and use regular water, right? These are things I learned back in the day when I used to Google, and I had to learn how to clean myself out at the age of 17. Okay. So, yeah, you empty it out because you don't really want to put that in your asshole because apparently it's not healthy for you. So you don't want to do that, but you're going to empty it out and put water in it and replace it. That would be what you would use. You would basically squeeze it in you, empty it out in the tub. I'm sorry. Not the tub. Although there are some people that do that, and I think that's very nasty, but I'll get to them in a second. You empty it in the toilet, flush, whatever your process is. That's what you do. Then you have those that, like I was saying, the tub. There are some people that have like a shower enema, and they do it in the shower. I know, I know, disgusting, because you're standing in your own feces. I just don't know nothing about that. That is above me. I can't even fathom trying to do that in the shower. When I first was Googling how to do this shit, I kept seeing things like saying like, when you do it, you have to run to the shower and then run back. And I was doing that in the beginning. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Why not just stay at the toilet where it's safe and I don't have to worry about it falling anywhere? And I guess when I was looking it up, I maybe wasn't thinking of it correctly. Maybe I was just not realizing I probably was looking at a shower enema probably. But yeah, it's like a long shower head. It's like an enema that you would attach to the shower head or whatever. And it has this long tube and you just squeeze it in you and you empty it out and it goes down the drain. Disgusting. Not necessary. Take your ass to the toilet where it's made for waste. Your drain system from the tub is not made for that. So now you're going to have caked up feces in there. And I just think that's just not okay. I like to take bubble baths, and I would hate to think that I'm taking a bubble bath where my feces has been. I think there has to be a line somewhere. Okay? And then there's other methods, like some people use water bottles. I've never been able to do that. I don't even know how to do that. I'm pretty tight, very tight. I have a very small hole. I've always had a small hole. Trying that would just seem dumb. How would I get it in there? And it sounds like it'll create a mess. I don't know. It just doesn't sound like a good idea. And whoever came up with it, they was already past the point of fleeting that they had no choice but to use that, because I just think it's not necessary. It's so extreme. Like, are you preparing to be fisted? Now, if you're prepared to be fisted, I can get that, I guess, because you're probably already opened up enough to do that. But it's just the science behind taking the bottle and squeezing it in your ass just seems rather extreme. Aggressive, very aggressive, not pleasurable at all. Like, putting a little tiny fleet, little tube, little thing, not bad at all. I in the beginning it used to hurt like hell. It doesn't hurt anymore. It comes lubed up now. I mean, it did then as well. But I got a little more experience a little bit now. I mean, a little tiny little tube that's not even a centimeter wide ain't gonna hurt me no more. You know what I mean? It's a finger's bigger than that. I can handle that. So, yeah, I use that and I do just fine with that. I don't have any hiccups. Now, as long as I take my time in there and I don't rush the process and I make sure I'm good and I'm straight, I'm not gonna have no issues. And I'm definitely a person that if I don't feel comfortable, I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm not gonna have sex. I don't want to play around in that area because I don't want to have no mistakes. I don't want no mishaps. And sometimes, you have a relationship and you guys are together, your partner's gonna be like, babe, I don't care, whatever like that. And that's up to you. If you don't give a fuck, you don't give a fuck. I know for me, I don't feel comfortable doing it unless I know for a fact I'm gonna be straight. I don't even like going to hang out with my dude unless I feel like I'm almost decent. Even if I'm not fully cleaned out, I want to be almost there. So if I need to make an emergency trip to the bathroom, it won't be nothing crazy. You know what I mean? So yeah. So as far as my process, because I'm gonna get into my process because clearly my man was fascinated by it. So I thought I'd just discuss it. So what I do is I go by rounds. So what a round is to me is, this is so nasty and I can't believe I'm talking about this. A round to me is the moment that I fill the bottle up, the fleet bottle, I squeeze the water in my hole, and I dump that into the toilet. That is a whole round for me, right? I like to do 2 rounds first. So I do 1 round, dump it in the toilet, another round, dump it in the toilet. I flush at that point, and then I come back for the 3rd round. For the 3rd round, I let it sit and marinate. That's what I call it. I call it marinate. I let it marinate. I don't dump it in the toilet. I just squeeze it into me, the water in me, dump the water inside me, and then I fill the bottle back up. So I don't use the toilet right away when I'm doing that 3rd round. I may start twerking. I may get on doggy style position and start, doing some twerking there, or I might start jiggling my ass over here. I might get upside down on my hands on a handstand and start twerking. I do anything to make any kind of friction movement in my body to kind of activate my stomach a little bit. So that way, while the water is sitting inside me, marinating, anything getting into the debris, anything like that, is collapsing. I'm causing some type of ruckus. I don't know. In my head, it makes sense. It's probably not doing a lot. It's probably a mind over matter thing. But it's something I'm doing. I'm sorry, you guys. I am at search of shortness of breath today. I don't know what's been going on. All day, I've been struggling to talk. I feel like just out of shortness of breath. I think I'm getting sick. Who's to say I haven't been sick in over a year? But I have a strong feeling that's what's happening. But anyways, sidebar, that was so random. What was I saying? Yeah, after that third round, after I do that for maybe I may wait 10 minutes, may wait 15 minutes. I wait until I feel like it's time to run back to the toilet. Sometimes I may even go light up a blunt and go start smoking and still have it sitting in me marinating. Yeah, catch me. And then I'll come back and I dump it in the toilet. Now then I go maybe another 4, 5, 6 rounds, 7, 8, Once the water starts getting clear, what I do is I don't let that trick me. I've learned my lesson to not assume it's clear off the first few rounds. After the 8th round, I'm like, okay, it's looking clear, but I don't trust it. So what I do is I have my dildo. I use my dildo as a tester, not only to see if anything's going to come out, but it opens me up and it may activate and may actually cause anything that's going to come out to come out. So when I use that, I would use the dildo on me. I lay on my back, put my legs in the air like a missionary. I did stick the dildo on me, play on myself a little bit, maybe 4 or 5 strokes. I'm not there to fuck myself. I'm trying to activate my stomach. Do it 4 or 5 strokes, pull it out, and immediately I get the Fleet bottle, squeeze it back inside me, go back to the toilet. Whatever comes out, comes out. Usually that reactivates my stomach, and if it was clear, it's no longer clear. Got it. So it's okay, so we got the most of it out of the surface level type of mess out. But now with the dildo, we're getting the even deeper stuff out. The stuff that may be sitting there waiting until you get fucked. You know what I mean? So get that out, and then now I go maybe 4 more rounds, 5 more rounds until that's clear. Because usually what happens is everything just comes out at that point. I've opened myself up completely. I've been fucked basically completely. And now I can really officially clean myself out. Sometimes it may take 4 more rounds. It may take 5 more rounds, whatever, 6 more rounds, whatever, you name it. Use my wipes, turn on the water in the shower, and I go take me a known shower. Usually by the time I'm done taking a shower, I will know if I'm fully clean, because if I'm fully cleaned, my body's going to feel lighter. If I'm not, my stomach's going to get bothered after me being in the shower for 10, 15 minutes because I've been standing there for so long. My stomach's going to start being ooh, I don't feel right. And then that's when I know, nope, I still got some more in me, and it's still activated from the damn dildo. So I have to go back to the toilet. And that's something that has happened. But oftentimes it don't happen, depending on how I operate and how much I get out and what all I ate that day. I am the type of person that I can eat the day of. Some people have to starve all day. I don't gotta do that. I could starve all day if I don't want to have to do a long cleaning process. But all my cleaning processes are long. My cleaning process is going to take maybe anywhere. I think my sweet spot is 45 minutes. But anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour is where I want to be. Because I have to take into account the break that I take. You know what I mean? When I let it marinate, that's a break. I'm not doing that for 2 seconds and running back in there. That's a few minutes to 10 to 15, maybe even 30 minutes sometimes. Depending on what type of day it is, I'm going to take that break. And not take that break just for purposes so I can roam outside of the bathroom, but also so I can let it marinate. And I can give myself some fresh air, or go do something else, or go take a shot of some liquor, or like I said, smoke me a blunt. Anything that's going to help activate it. And on top of that, just get my mind off it for a little bit, so it kind of be like a mind over matter thing. When I go back, I finish. You know what I mean? Very simple. What I used to do, which is funny now that I'm in a relationship, and in my past relationship as well, we would take turns in the bathroom. Because in my past relationship, we used to do a lot of flip-flopping. And when I say flip-flopping, we used to mainly do that when we was in threesomes and stuff. He would only let me fuck him when we was in threesomes. So if we was in threesomes and orgies or whatever like that, that is when we both would be using the bathroom. So I would use it. I would do my rounds. He'll go in there. He'll do his rounds. I'll go back in there and do some more. He'll go back there and do some more. And if I need to, I'll go back. You know, kind of like that. We just fluctuate like that. What I do in my new relationship, because it's not always a guarantee who's going to fuck who. And both of us had the same mindset of, I want to make sure I'm clean before I do anything. Because 9 times out of 10, he's going to want to eat me out. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to want to eat him out. There's no guarantee either one's going to fuck anyone. But it always ends up happening. And sidebar about the fucking. Oh my God. When I finally got cleaned out, and when that rhino pill finally came into effect, why he fucked me like it was no tomorrow. Oh my God, that nigga fucked me like. It's funny. His favorite thing to say is, I'm a bottom, I'm a bottom. The way he fucked me, he can't be a bottom. And I want him to stop saying that. He don't know what a bottom is. Because if he thinks he's a bottom, he's failing at it. He's a fake bottom. And the things that he does, a bottom could never do. I'm convinced. I'm sorry if you don't believe me. You may think I'm crazy. The things he do, he could never be a bottom. But back to the point, because I don't know how I got on topic. I started thinking about my nigga and that dick. And I just got unfocused. You know, sometimes you just think about your nigga dick and you just be like, oh, I'm blessed. And you just forget about what you're thinking about at the moment. But yeah, back to the fleeting. Because, you know, the time is fleeting away. What we do is we just take turns. So I would normally go first or he'll go first depending on our mood. Most of the time he'll go first to get us out of the way because I take longer when I'm in there. Like I said, I have a very long, extensive process. Some people like to be in there for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Maybe that's too long for them. Baby, I'll be there for a whole hour if I need to. I'm not playing around with y'all. Y'all not finna have me shitting on everything. No, never. But yeah, like, we'll take turns, and that's what we did that night. And I just can't believe he fleeted me. Like, of all the things to want to do with your partner, to show intimacy, to show trust, to show that kind of bond and companionship, you want to fleet me? And not only did he fleet me, I forgot about this detail. He also wanted to suck my dick while I was fleeting. So while I'm in one of those damn round processes and I'm sitting on the toilet, barely can focus, scared to death that he's going to hear me shitting in the toilet while he's sitting a foot away from me, he says, babe, let me suck your dick while you on the toilet. Nigga, I'm soft. I don't know. He gets horny when he's fleeting. When he's dishing or when he's cleaning himself out, his dick gets hard. He's told me. That doesn't happen for me. It's the opposite. My dick goes super soft. Like, I go soft, like you would think I was sitting on an ice cube. Nothing about this process turns me on. So the fact that he's like, babe, let me suck your dick. For what? What are you going to get out of it? What the hell am I going to get out of this? Neither one of us is going to get anything out of this. Must you do that? No. Let me suck it. Let me suck it. Come on, babe. Let me suck it. Let me just do it. So I let him suck it. He gave me head while I was on the toilet. And he just kept doing it. And I'm just like, babe, I'm not getting hard. And I'm very grossed out. Can you please remove your mouth? Can you please remove your mouth from around the toilet seat? Like, you're very close to the toilet seat. You're very close to the toilet bowl. You're very close to me. And I'm using the bathroom. It's bad enough you're in here. Now you want to give me head at the process? What is wrong with you? You're nasty. And the fact that I allowed it and I let him do it and I whatever, I just can't believe it. I got a nasty ass nigga and I love it because he matches my freak, but he somehow outdoes it every time. Shocks and surprises me every time. I'm gobsmacked, flabbergasted, shooketh. Literally. And yeah, I don't know what his fleeting process is like because I've never seen it. And that's okay. I don't need to know. You know, there's some things I'm okay with not knowing. I don't know how clean you get. I don't know how you do it. I may judge it. I may feel like you ain't clean enough. So I don't want to know. You know what I mean? You ever seen somebody that fleeted, or you was talking to somebody that fleeted, or been with somebody that fleeted, and they went in the bathroom, they was done in like 15 minutes, like, all right, I'm ready. And I'm like, huh? You what? How you ready? Because it don't make sense to me, because the math don't be math, because my processes be so long. There's no way in hell you're ready in 10, 15 minutes. You ain't ready. You're lying. You're lying. You should not be ready. You actually shouldn't be. How are you ready? And what are you ready to do? And why are you ready to do it? Every question that I can have, I begin to have. Because at this point, you're nasty. You're very nasty. You're nasty, nasty, nasty. Because why are you only in there for 15 minutes? Go back in there and make sure you're good. You just left off the first flush. Like, no. So I don't be want to know, because I've seen some people go in the bathroom, because I've shared hotel rooms or whatever like that, and I'd be like, girl, you all right? You ready already? Oh, no, girl, I got to go back in there. And I'll just go back in there. But they come on out. They be good to go, apparently. I don't know. I wouldn't know, because some people that do it, when they do that, I just don't go down there. I'm sorry. I just don't go down there. I may do like a taste, like a taste, like taste test. Is that what it is? Taste test. I do a finger test, really. I put my finger down there, and I take my finger from on there. I may smell it. If it don't smell crazy, I may taste it to see what my finger give. And then I'll know from there if I'm going to smell it any further or do anything after that. Because I just don't want to play around with that. I'm not into scat play, okay? So if there's ever an accident or a mistake, that's cool. We're humans. It happens. But I'm not planning for that to happen, in the sense of like I'm hoping it's gonna happen. That's not a part of the script, and I would rather we stick to the script. I mean, if we do get off script, that's fine. We can stop and reset. But let's not make any masterpieces through painting today, okay? And I think on that note, I have touched on a lot of things. Probably got a little bit too, how can I put it, intimate for your liking. But how you think I felt when he was sucking on my dick when I was sitting on the toilet? Or how you think I felt when he was squeezing the fleet ball into my ass? Insanity. Who does that? He does. He fleeted me, and I can't believe it. Oh, God. But like I was saying, y'all, if you listen to this episode is on Tuesday. And there will be another episode, another follow-up episode. Not really about this, but you'll see what it's about. Another episode 45 at that point. This is episode 44. Episode 45, you'll see on Thursday. Outside of that, it's time for the closing. And on that note, I did enjoy myself talking to you today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And if you did, come back next Wednesday. Every Wednesday after that. Tune in to what I got to say. And yeah, just keep linking with Robbie.